You don't have 100 money problems. You've got 4 things you've never fixed. You've probably heard all the advice, maybe even read a few books and followed some influencers. But here's the problem. Most of what you've heard is just principles, general ideas, vague mindsets, nothing you can actually do tomorrow. What you've been missing are tactics, specific high-impact moves that change your financial reality. I've been in finance for almost 20 years now, and here's the truth. There are just 4 moves that can fix 98% of your financial struggle. Not guesses, not trends, real proven actions that move the needle. Fast. The first is make more money. Most financial problems can be solved by earning more. More money gives you breathing room, reduces stress, and opens up options. And yet, when people hit financial stress, they cut back on the small expenses, on the things that might be the only thing that are keeping them going. They skip coffee, they cut their Netflix subscription, they focus on $2 solutions, not $20,000 solutions. So here is the most effective money-making tactic that you can implement tomorrow. Switch or ask. Switch the company you work for to another that will pay you more, or ask for a pay raise at the company you're currently at. When it comes to switching, on average, most people only check their value in the job market once every 2 to 3 years. Think about that for a second. They spend 40 plus hours a week working, but go 2 to 3 years without checking if they're getting paid for that work fairly. If you haven't checked in a while, think about the amount of money you could be leaving on the table. Minutes of your time for potentially thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. And that's not an exaggeration. Typically, job switchers earn between 20 and 30% more per move. If your company won't pay you your worth, someone else will. Staying loyal to one company is the quickest way to fall behind. And maybe it goes without saying, but if you haven't checked your market value lately, the likelihood is you're underpaid. Now, when it comes to asking for a pay raise, it's worth noting that LinkedIn has it that 60% of people have never once asked for a pay raise. That means, statistically speaking, more than 1 of 2 people you work with have never asked their employer to reassess their value, maybe ever. They've shown up, worked hard, added value, but never asked. If switching companies isn't the right move for you right now, then the next best option is to ask for a pay raise. A recent pay scale study found that 70% of people who ask for a pay raise get one. So believe it or not, the biggest thing standing between what you're earning now and what you could be earning is just one uncomfortable conversation you've not yet had. The truth is that small solutions will only buy you small wins. Cutting pennies can only get you so far. You need to earn more money, and the most reliable way to do that and solve most of your financial problems is to either switch or ask. It's that simple. Either move to where you're valued more or ask to be paid what you're worth right where you are. Now the second is to save more money. Saving more money is non-negotiable because life is non-negotiable. You don't get to opt out of emergencies, opportunities, once-in-a-lifetime moments. They're coming whether you're ready or not. Most people think that saving is optional, that they'll get to it whenever they make more money. But the truth is, saving, no matter how small, solves most of your financial stress over time. It's the buffer between you and chaos. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. Life is made up of a handful of big moments: weddings, births, moving cities, saying yes to a great opportunity, saying no to a job that's burning you out. Every one of those moments costs money. So if you don't have savings, you don't have choices. Now, I get that telling you to save more money is not a tactic, but what is automating your savings. The first thing that any good financial advisor will tell their client is to automate their savings. Why? Because the studies are clear on this. People who automate their savings save up to 30% more than people who do it manually. Let that sink in. It's a life-changing difference because just for a few minutes of your time to figure out how to automate savings on your banking app, you can save 30% more every single month. Imagine the difference that would make in your life. It takes the discipline out of your hands and puts it in autopilot. You win by default. Now, the third tactic is to spend intentionally. How you spend your money is just as important as how much you save and how much you make. Money isn't just numbers. It's a tool to create meaning in your life. So when you spend intentionally, you buy more than just things. Sure, it can buy happiness, but it can also buy productivity, opportunity, connection. Money funds your goals, your growth, and your relationships. Spend with meaning, and not only do you solve a lot of your financial stress, but also makes you question why you want to earn money in the first place. A great tactic to apply here is the 80-20 rule. There are 20% of your expenses that drive 80% of your joy, happiness, and health. But conversely, there's 80% of your expenses that drive just 20% of your joy, happiness, and health. And what the goal is here is to identify the 20% that drives the 80% and cut everything else. This is a simple but incredibly effective tactic that will fix 98% of your financial problems around spending. So tomorrow, start by listing the top 10 expenses you have every single month. And then next to each item on that list, write down how much better is your month or worse is your month because you spend that money. What you'll notice is that there's a small number of expenses that drive most of your happiness, most of the value. It may not be 20% specifically, but it will be a small number. These are your high leverage expenses. These are the ones you want to keep, and you want to cut everything else. This 10-minute task will likely increase your ability to save, but more importantly, it will increase the quality of your life. Maybe for the first time, you'll be using money to create meaning in your life. Now, the fourth and final tactic is to invest intelligently. Investing isn't just important, it's essential. The value of your money changes over time. What covers the cost of your life today will be more expensive tomorrow. That's inflation. The only way to stay ahead of it is to grow your money, and that's investing. Investing is a commitment to building wealth, not preserving it. It creates long-term security, it expands your options, and it gives your future self freedom, not fear. When done wisely, investing isn't risky guesswork, it's strategy. You're putting your money into systems that grow, compound, and work even when you aren't. That's how your financial problems shrink while your peace of mind grows. The truth is that the best tactic here for most people is to invest in index funds. And here are 4 compelling reasons why that's the case. 97% of fund managers do not, and I repeat, do not beat the market. Index funds are the market. So when you invest in index funds, you're investing in a strategy that statistically beats 97% of all professional fund managers. The second is that index funds represent the economy, not just one company, but hundreds of companies across tech, food, media, and more. These are the very businesses that you interact with every day. You're not just buying one stock, you're investing in the economy, and the economy grows over time. The third reason is that money flows from consumers to producers. Every minute you spend consuming, money flows away from you. Every minute you spend producing, money flows towards you. When you invest in index funds, you're investing in the top producing companies in the world. You automatically go onto the producer side. You align yourself with the flow of wealth, not against it. Now, the fourth, but maybe the most important reason, is that when you wake up every single morning chasing your goals, you're doing it alone. Your discipline, your decisions, your effort. But when you invest in an index fund, you're not alone anymore. You're effectively recruiting the best minds, the best CEOs, the best innovators, the best engineers in the world. As a shareholder, your goals now are aligned with theirs. So every day when you go about your business, they're waking up to create, build, and innovate, to push their goals forward and to push your goals forward. So tomorrow, search for a fund provider. Pick one, follow the prompts to open an account, and invest an amount of money you can afford in an index of your choice. Start small, grow and automate over time, and plan to hold for the long term. For most people, there is no better investment tactic than that. So there you go. Now you have everything you need to know, and more importantly, everything you need to do in order to fix 98% of your financial problems. All you need to do is just go do it. You've got this.